Hello. Welcome to another episode of the With the English podcast, talking all things basketball, mostly NBA. Yeah, I don't know who gave the memo out, but everybody here is wearing some mad khaki green combination today. But anyway, in the studio today
Why
we've
you
got
lying, man? It was planned, man.
no, it wasn't planned. Bro. In the studio today we've got my boy D Boy
What's happening? What's happening?
and my boy Fabes.
Yo,
Good week, guys. Good week.
decent week.
Yeah, decent week.
Yes and no. Fantasy wise,
Yeah,
We'll get into that later.
We'll get into that
Yeah.
a bit later. Get into that a bit later. So I think first things first, I want to talk about. I think last season, well, during the off season, a lot of trades happened. One of the teams that had a few trades done was Memphis Grizzlies. They got a few players in. Obviously, we know that Jar is suspended at the moment. But they got a few players, and I think in the very first pod we talked about it, and we said no, they've got some good pickups. But they've started off the season really badly. They're currently I think they're 1-6. Did they win the second one?
I think they won the second one.
Because I know they won one. I think they played against someone like the Rockets or something and beat them. And the Rockets ain't really putting up any.
I think they're 1-6.
Yeah, they're 1-6.
They are 1-6.
They're 1-6.
They're 1-6 at the moment. So obviously they had some good trades. They got Marcus Smart down
Marcus Smart. They got Marcus Smart.
there. Yeah. So what do you think has happened with the Grizzlies?
Well, if you don't mind me going first, I think obviously there was a lot of noise in the off season about what happened with Ja Morant. And he's a talisman. He's a talisman. So obviously for them starting off slow, I can completely understand it. And the thing about the NBA is it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's 82 games. It's a very long season. So I'm not too worried about them. He's coming back in December. So I think when he gets back, we're going to see what the team looks like. Because right now, it's quite difficult to kind of really identify who they're going to be without him. So we'll see.
But I think also you're only saying that because he's in your fantasy team. But even so, look at their roster. Yeah, you've got, even though Jar's out, you've got veteran point guards in Derrick Rose, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bain has been balling. He was balling last season. So was Jaren Jackson Jr. They got that Kenneth Lofton guy who I think he was in G League last season, but he played.
They're not gonna use him like they should really at this stage. Yeah.
But they've still got. My point is they've still got enough of a core team that they shouldn't be 1-6.
I'm gonna say it as it is. Like Dylan Brooks. We can call it. We can call him anything under the sun. He shouldn't have called out LeBron. He was moving kind of mad. But Dylan Brooks is obviously, we know the Ja Morant situation. Yeah, we know that he's their best player. If he comes, the dynamics changes. We know they traded what's the other point guard from Duke? That's got a brother.
Can't remember.
The Jones brother. Tyus Jones. They traded Tyus Jones. I feel like he was important to their backcourt as well. We know that when Ja Morant comes back, they're going to be a different squad. But bro, we can't diminish the impact that Dylan Brooks had in that squad. Now, during the playoffs, different case. But bro, he's in Houston now. Bro, tell me why he's got the best 3-point percentage in the league.
Do you know what's mad? I was about to say he's scoring 19 points per game, averaging 60% 3-point shooting.
It's crazy, bro.
60% field goal, and I think it's 91% free throw.
Bro, it's stupid.
This is Dylan Brooks.
It's stupid.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So however we want to cut it and however we want to say it, I feel like it was mad that they dropped him for nothing. They got nothing back for him. I was gone. I think that's just the whole you can't call LeBron. I feel like it's almost like. Can I swear?
I mean, it's up to you, baby.
It's almost like they were I'm not gonna swear. It's almost like they let LeBron get away with a mad thing, because it's almost like you can't call LeBron out of his name no more, or you can't say not as a player. Some players, get motivated for challenging other players. Now we understand that obviously LeBron is a GOAT. I mean, one of the best players ever to play the league, play the game. But it's almost like what Memphis Grizzlies is saying is that Dylan Brooks called LeBron out of his name. He shouldn't have done that. It was his fault that they lost. They lost in the playoffs. 6 games and they're out. And they let him go. Are you gonna let him go?
I hear what you're saying, yeah, and it's mad for them to look at it like it's his fault that they lost. No, it wasn't his fault. You have to be real. They just lost to a better team.
Do you not think how Dylan Brooks is playing is partly because of how they released him? Because it was very disrespectful. Like, wasn't it like the day after they announced that they're not going to be renewing his contract, and
Yeah.
the language used was very telling as well.
Disrespectful.
So, it was very disrespectful. So for him, I think now he's on a bit of a revenge tour. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts up career numbers when they play each other. I'd be surprised.
But I feel like Dylan Brooks was balling regardless. Like he's a defensive talent. Like Dylan Brooks plays defense. Like people want to say, oh yeah, he does this, like he does silly things sometimes, but bro, like the intensity he brings, yeah, and let's just take everything away. Let's take his game away, yeah. What he brings to that team, energy wise, you see it. You get what I'm saying? You see it, and he's doing the same thing now in Houston. Like, look how he's galvanizing that team. Look how they're moving. Like, he's, like, do you know what I mean? He's got something. He's not a great player yet. Far off. He might never be a great player, but you have to take your hat off, yeah, to what he does or what he was doing to Memphis Grizzlies.
Like, I think in a way, as much as Ja made Memphis what they were, I think Dylan Brooks also had a very, very big part in making them the team that they were. So, no, it's a fair point to say, like, obviously Ja suspended back in December. Yeah. But then obviously still Brooks not being part of that squad as well, that's a big problem. But I still think they have enough where they shouldn't be 1-6. And I know that the West is a minefield at the moment. But I think when we were even talking about where we think teams are going to be seeding wise, Memphis were talked about as a top 6 team. Now, to be a top 6 team, obviously the season is young. Like it's 1-6, we've played 7 games. It's still young. There's still a lot of time to go. But to be a top 6 team, you can't be losing games in the manner which they're losing. I think they've only won. The game they won was at home. They've lost everything on the road. Do you know what I mean? Like, but how if you're waiting for Ja to come back to turn that around after 25 games, fair enough. They might still be able to do it. Right now, if they continue the trajectory they're going, I reckon by the time Ja comes back, they will be a team that's maybe in playing contention rather than automatic playoff places, right? I don't think they'll do without him. They're not going to do anything in that Vegas tournament thing. They haven't, and Memphis, obviously the first one, I think the big teams will go for it. But I think in years to come, like other teams, the smaller market teams might look at that NBA Cup as a way of winning something.
Yeah.
So, but like, so by the time he comes back, they're gonna be I guess they're gonna be like looking at the playing, and it takes time for him to come. It will take time for him to come back to get his touches, to get his shots, to get his play. So after 25 games, let's say it takes him another 5 games to get back in. They've played 30 games. You know, at that point, the trajectory they're going on now, where are they going to go? Like, but they shouldn't be this bad because Marcus Smart was at Celtics last year. He's a good point guard.
DPOY.
He's an upgrade on Brooks.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were saying.
He should be on paper he is anyway.
Exactly.
But also you have to think like Marcus Smart's been at Celtics his whole career, right?
Yeah.
So having to fit into a new team, a new system, a new city, a lot of personal stuff going on there as well. So it's going to take a while for him to establish himself within that team as well. So I'm not too worried about him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Yeah, I feel like Marcus Smart is fit into a system. He's played in one system his entire career, and now they're saying, okay, come in. I don't necessarily feel like, I don't know what his passing stats are, but I don't feel like he's the best passer of the ball. Like, I mean, actually, sorry, I saw the game they played against Portland in the tournament, and he was dropping some passes. But I think overall in his career, he's not known as the best facilitator. Do you get what I'm saying? He's not known. Talking about facilitating, he's not the greatest.
That's not what he does.
So he's great. He's a great defender. You know, he gets buckets. But yeah, they're gonna need Ja to come back, and it's unfortunate because I just feel like by the time Ja comes back, they're missing Steven Adams as well. I think Steve Adams is injured. Yeah.
Oh, he's out for the season. Is that why Tillman's playing?
Must be why. Yeah,
because Tillman's playing center at the moment.
Yeah.
But then he's also injured, so they had to play Bim Yombo or whatever it is.
Yeah.
He played the last game. Yeah. But Tillman's not even a center. He's a power forward. Really and truly.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. So okay, I didn't know. I was wondering where Adams was because
he's injured. He's injured. So that in itself, is huge, bro. Like you ain't got Adams. You ain't got Ja. Obviously, you traded Tyus Jones.
And Brooks is gone as well.
And Dylan Brooks is gone. That's crazy.
That's their, because Ja runs point. Tyus is their backup. Was their backup point.
Yeah.
That's them starting center, and that's what they're starting.
Tyus was effective, man. Call it what. Saying he probably the guy was effective, man. I know what he's doing I think they traded him to Wizards. I don't know what he's doing in Wizards, but you know what's happened to Wizards this year. But
one thing I will say, in Jar's absence, like Desmond Bain has stepped up with his scoring.
Yeah, he has.
He has
26 a game at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's one good thing. So hopefully when he comes back, they can run seamlessly.
What's mad about that is that when Jar comes back, obviously Desmond Bain is not going to get the amount of touches he's getting now because obviously Jar needs to. But I still think he should. I don't know what his career average is scoring wise, but I think this is his best at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
But I reckon he should still be able to average around like 20, 21 points a game.
Should be able to.
Jar.
No, not Jar. Desmond Bain.
Oh yeah, for real. No.
Yeah.
Thinking what? 2021? Like we talk about? Yeah.
No. I'm talking about Desmond Bain.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, because I think even if the way basically what I'm trying to say is the way I'm looking at it is when Jar comes back, they're still gonna need that energy. They're still gonna need scoring. They're still gonna need those things. Like even on defense, like I don't know who's because Adams was a great rebounder. Yeah,
JJ.
Yeah.
Oh, Jared Jackson
Triple
Jr.
J, yeah.
Defensive player of the year. But that's
his bread and butter.
They got 2 DPOYs in their squad. 2 defensive players of the year. Marcus Smart.
Did Marcus Smart win it?
Yeah, he won
Yeah,
it.
he
He won it. He won
Okay,
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And then Jared Jackson won it last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 DPOYs in their squad, bro. Like they gotta step up, man.
I got a problem with this whole DPOY thing because Jared Jackson, you're telling me that Jared Jackson was the best defender in the league last year.
Bro, the stats don't lie.
Numbers don't lie, man.
The stats don't lie.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's about
Who was your DPOY?
I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Like you probably ain't keeping up with them stats.
No, but it's not just about for me. It's not just about the stats, innit? Because I'm looking at a lot of my judgment on this stuff. Yeah, is based around playoffs, bro. In playoffs,
that's what they announced before that.
That's where the crunch is. Like I get it, regular season, yeah, okay, it's great, but that's their bread and butter is to win the chip.
I think it's unfair to say that, yeah. And the reason why I say that is because the reason why I think it's a regular season award is because, bro, like you can play it in a dead team, yeah, and carry your team to a certain level, not make the playoffs, but like you're balling out of control. Do you know what I'm saying? Like your numbers are crazy and then don't make the playoffs. Then what?
Which award can you tell me an award that somebody has won where they
didn't make playoffs? I need to go back and look, but
I don't think there. I think you're gonna have to go back years to find that, bro.
So
rookie of the year, the only one that can say you might not carry your team to a playoff, but you might win rookie.
And then make All Stars.
But that argument, where does that stand with Triple J? Because his team made the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. But I guess when he was in the playoffs, his defense wasn't
already won by then.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay, fair. Do you know what? I'm not going to argue.
I hear what you're saying. What maybe they should look at having like a regular season awards and postseason awards as well, rather than just finals MVP.
Yeah,
I think they should. I really think they should. Question, yeah. Do they? I really should know this. Do they like take into consideration playoff stats when they're talking about overall numbers? They don't, do they? So like, if you're averaging, they say,
you've got a postseason average.
Postseason average, okay.
Yeah, so it's you can have a career average, but then your career average can be split into regular season and postseason. Yeah. I think we mentioned another team there just as we were talking, and I wanted to just also highlight them as well, the Wizards. Like, I don't know what
we're talking about. What we got to talk about?
I don't know what's happening over there, but like obviously Jordan Poole went down there. I think in like was it a preseason game? He scored like 41 in 3 quarters, and everyone thought, this guy's gonna go off. This guy's gonna go scoring champion. He's gonna look for it.
I think you asked us a question a couple of episodes ago. I think it was the episode I was here. I think a couple of us actually thought he was gonna go off. Bearing in mind we're 7 games in, 6 games in, 5-1. So
1
and 5. Yeah. Things could change along. Like it's the season's very early, you know.
To be honest with you, I knew from the beginning like that there was just gonna be a bunch of joke, man. I knew it was very entertaining. You've not seen that clip yet? They're playing Showtime basketball. They were down.
These are a bunch of joke, man.
They're down 20, bro.
Down 20. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Only those two guys, like Paul and Kuz. Only those two guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but I don't know what are they gonna do. Like, I really thought that Paul, like, obviously I liked Paul. Despite last season he didn't have a great season, but we know the reasons why that was. But like I really like him. I think he was a very instrumental part of Golden State winning that chip in 2020, 2021. I think he won at least 2 games in the playoffs that he won for Golden State. So it's like I thought when he would get to Washington, obviously for me, Jordan Poole's in your team. That's Steph light. That's a green light for you to go and do what you need to do.
Yeah.
But it's like it just doesn't seem to be working
I
out.
think this year we're going to see what Jordan Poole's about because let's not bones about it. That was the most disrespectful trade of all time.
It was
like,
mad.
It was insane. How can you get traded for almost 4-year-old point guard?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
So he should really be off the mindset, like, you know what, I've got something to prove here. Or he's going to be like, you know what, I've been paid, I don't really care, let me just have fun.
One of the things I say about...
see.
Sorry, bro. I was just one of the things I rate about Golden State, though, is that I feel like they're one of the most... I'll say this without having to say pause. I'll say it first. They're one of the most well-oiled machines in the NBA. Because I feel like the organization, the way they operate, like looking at all the players that they've drafted in Chris Paul, we could turn around and say, oh, he's 100 years old. Like, Jordan Poole should feel disrespected. But, you know, I always feel like with Golden State, I could just never count them out as much as I want to. So that trade there, in my opinion, was more about dynamics.
You think? I think it's entirely personal. I think Draymond said, if you want me to sign, get rid of this guy.
But then that is dynamics.
Fair
That's
enough.
like, look,
it's politics.
There's politics, yeah. But it's like, look, we're organization, that we're cohesive. We don't want no drama. We want everything to be cool. Who do we get rid of? Is it Draymond or do we get rid of Paul? Paul had to go. So their thing is like, look, dynamics, the energy, like everything's got to work. And I feel like with Golden State Warriors, they're known for that. They're known for like having a well set organization. Who's the GM? He's left now.
Oh, I forgot.
I think he was saying. I was watching something. He said something about the organization cohesiveness. That's important with them. So we could turn around and say Chris Paul, but it is actually mad for them getting Chris Paul because of the situation with him and Draymond over the last few years and how it's well documented they don't like each other. They don't like each other.
So Bron sat them down and said,
"Yeah, you don't work." Yeah.
But there was a picture that came out today of Golden State celebrating when they won, and you can see like the face. Jordan Poole's got the trophy aloft, and like he's mad celebrating, and Steph's just looking at him, like giving him a side eye. And it was both Western Conference Finals and then the actual NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Very similar kind of look. So it might look to me, obviously, you can frame a picture any way you want to. Do you know what I mean? But it does seem like there was problems there. It wasn't just Draymond. Do you know what I mean? I think there was problems with how Jordan Poole was, and I think he was their second top scorer at the time. So in his mind, it's Steph,
then me.
then me.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of evidence that there was issues between like the top guys and Poole. So for example, I remember one time there was a 3-point contest with Poole, Clay, and Steph, and I think they were saying how it's nice to humble Jordan Poole.
Oh yeah,
for one. And remember when Poole took that shot against the Lakers? See Steph's reaction.
Yeah,
Clay took that shot. He's not reacting like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think always telling.
That was the actual 3-point contest, isn't it? And it was Poole, Steph, and Clay in it, and Clay won it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh yeah, it's nice to.
No, I think it was Steph and Clay against Poole and someone else. I think we had to fact check that. But either way, Clay was saying, it was nice to humble Jordan Poole specifically. So yeah, I always thought there was something going on there. Always.
Just to go back, that GM was Bob Myers.
Yeah.
Bob Myers, that's it. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's interesting, but I guess to bring it back, Grizzlies. I hope they actually they're a good side. I hope they actually get it together. But boy, it's looking real bleak.
What do you think they end up at the end of the season?
I reckon if Ja comes back, they make the play-in. But it's scary because for one of the big teams, Memphis is not a team you want to end up facing in the first round of the playoffs.
Irrespective of where they fall.
Irrespective of where you fall. Because like if Ja's back and they've got a good squad. So if Ja's back and everything's working out well, they end up, because of how the season started, they end up in the play-in. They probably get through the play-in.
But if you look at the last few seasons, there's always been a team you want to play. Like, it wasn't, I think, Golden State and Lakers. Yeah. There's always a team. Like, I think for the second seed, it's no prize at all. You end up playing like the Lakers or something. Like, playing a loaded team.
I think, even the first seed sometimes, but
even the first seed
sometimes, you're thinking, right, I'd rather play third seed at the moment in terms of matchups.
Yeah.
Like you're thinking, I'd rather go and play the first seed than
Facts.
go and play the 8th seed because matchups make a difference.
It does.
And
Yeah.
you want to go into a playoffs, the first round, you're playing 7 games. Bro, you're knackered
You're-
after that.
you're
And
weak.
also, what
Yeah.
you're finding as well is the playing team, the teams that come through the play-in, they're usually the teams that finish the strongest.
Yes.
So they come into the playoffs hitting peak.
Peak,
That's
peak,
facts.
Yeah.
peak form.
That's Lakers.
form
You know what I mean?
At
Like,
the
yeah.
right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you always find that those veteran teams tend to know how to peak at the right time.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's true. But yeah, like I said, I hope Grizzlies get back together. But moving on, like I wanted to talk about. Obviously, it's very early in the season, but you guys have been watching games, right? So, in terms of like, I know it's a regular season award, but MVP or like who's looking like they're doing the business at the moment in the league.
Right now, for me, if I have to choose one person, because I don't want to say Steph, I have to say I have to say Shay.
Shay.
SGA.
SGA, yeah. Shay Shy, how'd you pronounce it?
No, Shay. No,
Yeah. For me, that's what I'm looking at right now. Very impressive.
Why didn't you want to say Steph, by the way? Because Steph has been boarding out.
He has been, but
I think you lot have got a problem with Steph, you know.
What's OKC's? What are they doing numbers wise? Have they lost any games?
Well, of
they
course.
lost a few games.
Yeah.
But I
I'm
don't actually know what their record is. I think
going
they're
to check
sitting-
it now.
What are they saying?
But yeah, I feel like you lot have got a big problem with Steph, you know.
Nah, no one's got a problem with Steph.
No, you
man.
have,
just,
man.
But no one just can say nothing about Steph, yeah, without you getting
Well, they're sitting 4-3 at the moment.
in a 4-3.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And they got Chet.
Yeah.
So here's my thing, yeah. Like this is, I think we've touched on this in a group loads of times, yeah. I just feel like with the MVP conversation, yeah, we've got to look at like. I know I've heard Shaq say, "Nah, MVP is just what that individual has done. Nobody cares about the team." But he's kind of worded it in that kind of way. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like for MVP conversation, you got to look at what your team's doing. You're the most valuable player to who? To yourself. You're the most valuable player to your team. So being a player of value is like, you're dragging your team through the mud. Like you're dragging your team to a position. And I know like in the past, yeah, I feel like people who vote, members of the press, whoever vote and that, they vote for the best player.
Yeah.
So the best player. But in my opinion, I think if we're being honest right now, the MVP is Luka. It's Luka.
Why do you say
Well,
Luka?
they're 1-6. They ain't lost the game. They lost one game in the play. They lost the game in the what game? They lost against Denver. That's the one game they've lost this season, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And Luka's balling out. Look, his averages.
But so is Kyrie.
Kyrie ain't doing what Luka's doing, bro.
I hear
And
that.
Kyrie's missed like 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, but I hear that. But when Kyrie's played, he's also boarding out. So, and this is why I always say, like, it's really hard for someone at the current state of how the MVP is framed. It's hard for someone like Luka and a Kyrie or like an AD or LeBron to be on the same team and win the MVP.
So you're right. I don't think a number 2 should ever be in conversation for MVP because if you're number 2, well, actually, you could be, but if you're number 2 option and you're not the best player in your team, how can you be in conversation for it? Like, if we're being honest, Luka's the best player in Mavs right now, bro.
No, I'm not saying Kyrie is a better player than him.
Yeah.
Luka is the best player,
Yeah.
but Kyrie has been balling.
Yeah, but he's been balling. But Luka's been he's been
All right, so
and bro, we're 6 games in. Kyrie hasn't played like all the games. He hasn't played like 3 games.
That's true. I think
Yeah.
what is it, 60% or 70%?
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying though, because it's quite difficult when you got such an effective number 2. It's very difficult to say, oh, okay, this person's the MVP because you've got someone else like not stealing your shine, but helping you do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So I do understand the point of view.
But at the same time, I don't know of the teams that are like doing bits, yeah. Except for, well, actually maybe Denver Nuggets. But I'm talking nonsense. Like, what team doesn't have what MVP player that you guys would think should be in conversation for MVP doesn't have a number 2?
Steph Curry. Tell me his
So
number.
behave, man, bro. Behave.
Tell me
He's got.
Tell me his number.
Okay. Not either doesn't have a number 2 or he's got like supporting players on a system. Like, brother, like, you said it yourself, a system.
No, he's got a
Like, bro,
system.
come
He's
on,
got
man.
a system,
Yeah.
yes. But you were gonna say a number 2 player.
Yeah, but like Clay's there. Yeah,
Clay's
I don't know
not-
what his numbers are saying. I don't know what he's done this season.
Clay's not a number 2.
Who's
Clay's
number 2?
Hitting game winners this season.
What is it?
Hitting game winners this season.
and how many game wins has Steph got this season? Okay, like what? You say none?
This guy, you are Steph's son, you know. You're Steph.
No.
I'm gonna change your name to Steph's son.
But do you know what's so mad? Yeah, like obviously people listening or watching, you might think that I think it's Steph. I think it's Jokic.
Fair enough, but you know,
I think it's Jokic.
Have they lost the game? They have. They lost to Timberwolves. They lost the Wolves, yeah.
Yeah. Ant went crazy in that game.
Yeah, he did.
Ant went absolutely crazy. But yeah, like I think it's Jokic,
you know
bro.
what, yeah. And it's gonna be what I'm calling like by the end of the season. Like he went crazy against them, also against
Boston.
Celtics.
Yeah.
Took over in that fourth
Brother.
He loves a big game, you know.
Yeah,
Brother.
Because it's mad because he did a voice like they were watching back a clip of the end of the Boston stuff.
I saw that.
And he did a voiceover and said, "Rah, JT called him out, innit?"
Yeah.
He said, "Rah."
Yeah, I saw
He
that.
said, "Rah, I played defense, you know."
Yeah.
He's had 4 or 5 fouls. Like he
had 5 fouls.
Yeah.
So if he fouled him, he was out.
Yeah.
He even said, "Bro, I played defense." He played defense. They won. They won the jump ball, assist. Then he went down again, mid range. Then a free. Game was done, bro.
But you see, like why JT's clever, yeah? Do you think he didn't know he had 5 fouls? That's why he called him out.
Yeah.
Let me try and get you kicked out of the game.
Yeah.
But, didn't work out.
Didn't work out.
And that's where you have to identify intelligence in the game as well. Like, because everyone wants to play hard, yeah. Like, yeah, everyone can play hard, but pause. But when we when you think about, like, you know, just playing intelligently and identifying, what I can do to frustrate the other team or get a man out of his game, like that's what you call intelligence. And like, no, but we could turn around and say, yeah, we know JT's a better player. I do think Ant is a better defender.
100.
I think, yeah.
But he's not a better defender than JT is a player. Because JT's a better offensive player than Ant is a defender.
Oh, bro, comparing that is kind of mad.
No, but you.
Oh, you're saying, okay, if you're looking at defenders, like he's not one of the elite defenders.
But I don't think there's such a thing as a defender that can stop like an elite offensive player.
No, I think so too.
You can
Yeah,
slow them down, but you can't
stop them. Yeah.
Not through elite.
The game's built for offense.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why Iguodala shouldn't have a Finals MVP. We'll move on from that. But no, like I actually think it's Jokic. But I will say though, like Steph has been balling.
Yeah,
his first game. That wasn't good shooting wise, but once he got back into rhythm, Steph has been absolutely crazy.
He's been balling.
But we lost to Suns on the first night. Both times we lost, Steph has had bad shooting nights, and the team generally has had a bad shooting night. So we lost to Suns, we were shooting like 35% from the floor, and then we lost to Cavs, and again I think it was like 34.
Donovan Mitchell's balling as well, bro.
Yeah.
But there's so many players, bro. Like it's even mad, yeah. Because you mentioned Shea, yeah.
Yeah.
But Chet has been crazy, bro.
He has. Well, that's why he might win Rookie of the Year. But there's someone else who's got something else to say about that as well.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Like that Rookie of the Year, this isn't that whole Rookie of the Year conversation, yeah. I just feel like if you had a year in the league, yeah.
He didn't have a year, bro. He didn't play.
I hear what you're saying.
He didn't play, but he didn't
what
play.
Are you talking about? He's been around facilities, yeah. He's he's been training with an organization. He's been prepared to play in the NBA. Wemby never had that.
That's fine, but Wemby was playing professional basketball.
That's different, man. It's not the same thing.
What he was playing, Chet was not playing, you know. He's been around organizations, he's been on road trips, he's done all of that stuff, he's got used to all of that. He was not playing. Wemby was playing professional basketball.
That doesn't matter, bro.
You're saying that LaMelo shouldn't have won the Rookie of the Year either because he's playing professional Australia. It's not the same thing, man.
But all right. My thing, all I'm saying is that he was playing professional basketball. I'm not saying that Chet should win Rookie of the Year right now because I don't think either of them should be top of that Rookie of the Year. I should think it should be Brandon Miller.
I haven't seen enough of his games to be fair, but when you go back a few years and you look at the Ben Simmons, I think it was Jason Tatum, and who was it, Donovan Mitchell? It was really out of Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons. You still think Ben Simmons should have won Rookie of the Year? Obviously now we know, like, you know, it's a wash. Like,
so Donovan Mitchell was a better player. Yes.
In that year,
it's a tough one.
I'm just saying, like, Ben Simmons, yeah, you saw, like, we always knew he was a good player, he was a good defender in that system as well. As we've seen now his career, the way he's moving, that there were a lot of things that were covered in the way he played at Philly. But what I'm saying to you now is that you can't give Rookie of the Year to a player that's had the exposure of an NBA for 12 months. A player's played for 12, he's been around an organization, he's been there for 12 months. That's nobody's business that you got injured, brother. You got injured, you redshirted, or whatever you want to say. You've been in an organization, you've been drafted, and then he then qualifies to be Rookie of the Year the following year.
But didn't like All right, someone like Scoot Henderson, yeah. Obviously, he's not in the conversation for Rookie of the Year, but wasn't he in the
G League.
G
He's in the
League?
G League. Yeah.
And that's those are NBA teams.
It's not.
And he still could be Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but dude, and how he's playing now.
No. By rules.
By rules, exactly. So the point,
not by on play.
Yeah, but I guess I hear it. I mean, I still think Chet has been. I think his name is worthy to be mentioned in that whole Rookie of the Year.
You know why he won't win it?
Why?
He won't win it because of Shea.
I think
he won't win it because of Shea, bro. Like because of Shea's impact here to OKC, yeah. Like he's not number one option. Shea is.
Shea, 100%.
Like Wemby's the number one option, bro. He's the number one option getting those numbers. Wemby's gonna win it.
You know what's mad? I don't think Wemby's the number one option. I think Vassell is the number one option over there.
But who's
when it's crunch time, they go to Vassell before they go to.
What are the numbers?
I can't remember. I don't
Pull
know
up numbers.
I'm pretty sure Wemby's full court numbers are very good as well.
Yeah. No, but Wemby's. I know what Wemby's averages. I don't know what Vassell's are.
Okay.
Right, because Wemby's is averaging like something like 17, 8 and 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
But from just watching the games, for the first time ever, I've actually watched quite a few Spurs games. Yeah, watching the games, like I think I said it on the pod last week or the week before, that when it gets to fourth quarter, Wemby takes over in the fourth quarter.
Also, Vassell's been injured for a little bit.
Yeah, he has. But Wemby takes over in the fourth quarter, but they sit him in the fourth. But when Vassell's playing, they don't sit him.
Yeah.
They call his number first. But obviously, look, I think as the season goes on, I think this is just Pop's way of getting Wemby used to NBA basketball. Because he's used to professional basketball because he was playing professional basketball. But getting used to NBA basketball, I think this is his way of getting him used to. And
the award is NBA Rookie of the Year, not Basketball Rookie of the Year.
It's true.
It's an NBA Rookie of the Year award.
I hear it. So just to bring it back, so you're saying MVP.
MVP, Shea.
And
I'm saying Luka.
Luka's, disrespectful, bro. How I want to understand why you don't think it's Jokic.
Well, go on, you first.
What I will say about Jokic, to be fair, I think a couple of years ago, people had fatigue of voting for Jokic. They're like, he's winning all these MVPs, what's he doing in the playoffs? But now he's won that finals MVP. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he did win it. And also, it's only what, 7, 8 games.
Yeah.
But that's my point. But that's my point. He's been balling for all of those games.
But do you know what it is? People like that now, you hold to a higher standard. You expect them to do this all year round. So when he does what's normal things, people don't really.
It's like it's normal.
Yeah. Whereas Shea now, he's elevated his game. That's why it's more noticeable.
Was Shea Rookie of the Year last year?
No.
I don't think so.
Shea.
No, he's been.
He's been in the league for like 3 years. 4 years.
Wait, no.
For like even longer now. He's been in the league for like 4 years.
When he traded for
Shea came.
Oh no, it was traded for
Paul George. Yeah.
Was it Paul George or was it Harden?
That's Paul George.
Oh, was it Paul George?
Yeah.
Paul
I remember. I forgot who was saying. One of the Clippers saying that they were heartbroken when he went.
Yeah.
Obviously, they knew like PG is that guy, but they knew what Shea was going to be, and they thought he was going to be the future of the franchise. Yeah, so he's been in the league for a while.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's been in the league for 5 years, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
He's been in the league for 5 years, bro. Yeah, but I think we've only really just appreciated him more since he's gone OKC.
Which is what, about 3-4 years?
Yeah, he went in 2019.
Yeah.
Damn.
Who was Rookie of the Year last year?
Last year was the guy what's his name from Orlando Magic?
Banchero.
Banchero, yeah.
Yeah, Banchero. Yeah, number one pick. Yeah.
And he was by the way, he was Rookie of the Year last year. Like I watched Orlando Magic and
bro, they threw it away.
Bro, they threw it away. Bro, they were up. I don't understand. I was watching the game. I said, nah, Mavericks, they've lost this one. Well, why am I waking up in the morning seeing that they lost? And I watched it back and I was thinking, bro, like some of the balls he was missing there and the way he was, I need to see his averages, but the last quarter, he was just playing rubbish, bro. He was playing rubbish.
What about Embiid?
Well, I think like the 76ers in general, they've got problems this year.
Yeah.
They got a 5-1 record though.
Yeah. And he looked alright. Embiid has looked alright, but I just think in general, he's another one. Like it's normal for him. It's what you expect.
Yeah.
Guys like Embiid and Joker, you don't really appreciate them until maybe
later on in the year.
Like Feb, March, thinking, oh, you've been doing this all this time.
Exactly. The problem about these games is that the problem about like having this conversation now is that
It's only early looks.
it's an early look. It's an early look. And are we saying, because I think in my opinion, I'm saying it based off of the 6 games. I don't necessarily think that Luka's going to be MVP at the end of the year. I'm just saying based on what we see now. Do you know what I'm saying? In fact, if I had to bet, I don't think Luka's going to be MVP.
You think he'll be top 3 votes?
Nah. I don't think he'll be top 3. I'm just saying, like, it's a long game, isn't it? But I'm just saying right now, if they, like, look, they had to pick right now, or if I had to pick right now, my MVP is Luka.
Okay.
I mean, so.
Do you think Shea will be top 3 votes?
I think Shea's going to be one of those people. People will be like, why did you pick him? Go further down the line. But right now, he just looks impressive. Like, I don't think he'll be top 3. And I think that's maybe less down to him and more to do with the organisation, how they're going to do going forward. But I don't think he will.
Two things that Luka's doing, yeah. I sound like a politician for Luka, you know. 2 things that Luka's doing, yeah, that, you know, obviously Kyrie's my guy, so I watch a lot of Dallas games, yeah, and Phoenix games, of course. Those are 2 games really I watch, to be fair, and I watch the rest of them on highlights. But when I watch Luka play, like, he's been hitting, I don't know, you lot might have seen the highlights, the kind of shots he's been hitting, he doesn't moan as much anymore. Actually, you can see the moan in his face, but you can tell, like, he doesn't, like, kick out at refs as much as he used to.
Yeah.
Did you see that? You can see, like, the difference in the way he plays. Like, the maturity, yeah. His demeanor's changed a little bit. And it just, you guys have seen the shots he's been hitting, man. Those shots are crazy, bro. Like shots like you think, like, bro, you're not supposed to get those kind of shots. He's hitting them. So, like, in my opinion, and the way that the team are moving as well, and the fact that Kyrie is just like, I feel like he's in his bag, but he's like not really trying to like disturb that. He's like, look, let Luka do what he's doing. He's averaging maybe like 20, something like that, 21. Kyrie's a 28, 27, 28 type guy. His averages are kind of low because he's focusing on assists. Like, he's been averaging that. He got a double the other day. So I think that will let Luka shine a lot more as well. Down the line, you never know what's going to happen. And it goes back to my first take of the first episode. You guys were talking about, our face wasn't here in the first episode.
No, it wasn't.
We're talking about finals, Western Conference finals.
Oh, just stop. Just stop.
What you say, Mavs going to be there?
No. I said
no
maybe,
way.
but let me allow that take.
There's no way Mavs are making the Western Conference Finals. There's no way at all.
I can't see past. I
No.
think it's Phoenix, personally. I can't see past that at the moment.
Phoenix? Nah, man.
Yeah,
I
watch,
don't.
We don't know what Phoenix looks like until
everyone's healthy.
Well, until apparently it's tomorrow.
Well, Booker and Bill are both.
Well, Bill's supposed to be making his debut.
Okay.
Yeah. Until we see that.
Is Booker back?
He's played a couple games. Yeah, played a couple games.
Okay. I don't really check for the Suns. You know.
You're a hater.
I'm not a hater. Why am I a hater?
You're a hater, bro. By the way, why were you wearing a Brooklyn Nets top?
Bro, I'm a basketball fan.
Oh my days.
I'm a basketball fan. I like basketball.
Oh man.
And at that time, Ben Simmons was doing wonders for my fantasy team. You know, that's how I beat you the first week.
I know, right? Oh, you just had to bring that out there.
But yeah, no. Listen, it's very early in the season. But one thing I will say, the 2 players that I mentioned, Jokic and Steph, I think they'll both be top 3 votes by the end of the season. As long everyone stays healthy, I think they'll still be.
I think so too. Yeah,
Joker definitely will. Steph remains to be seen.
I think Steph might be like. He said that with a grin as well.
Right. We're gonna get in one day. We're gonna get into why you lot don't like Steph. You know,
nothing against it.
No, you do.
I ain't got nothing against him.
You don't, but you do. Shout out my boy Amps. Amps does. Amps hates him.
He only hates it because of you, bro.
That's not true, bro. That's not true. But yeah, we'll see. It's very, like I said, it's very early in the season. Talking about MVPs, one of the guys who's won a lot of MVPs in his time, both regular season and finals, is the king, Mr. LeBron James. And I think I don't know if there was a question asked to him. I don't really know where the quote came from, but he wrote a quote on Twitter, and I think it was around whether he would still be as dominant a player he is now if he didn't join the Miami Heat. And his quote, he wrote back and he responded, and I'm going to read out what he said. He said, "You damn right, I would still be. I'm chosen. Ain't nothing changing that. Maybe less rings, but dominant from start to finish." What do you think about that quote?
I mean, I can't say how you can disagree with it, to be honest with you. Like, before he went to Miami, like he took a broken down Cavs team to the finals. Like, always evident he was always going to dominate from when he entered the league. So I don't really see anything wrong with that statement personally. I don't see how you can disagree with that.
I'm not. By the way, I'm not disagreeing with.
Okay.
I'm just.
Okay.
Well, you're looking at me like I'm disagreeing with what you said.
Yeah, especially when you mentioned maybe he would have less rings. That's fair enough. But in terms of dominance, especially in that Eastern Conference, like, I don't see how things would have changed.
We're gonna come to that because even though I'm not saying I'm disagreeing,
Yeah.
I think I have questions to it.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, we got to identify what do you mean by dominant? Like, are you saying like, oh, I'll be dominant as like LeBron James as the great individual player? Because let's be real, before he went to Miami, he had no rings. So if you're just getting to the finals without no rings, bro, you're LeBron James with no rings. Like, and it's a general, it's everyone in the NBA media world, the circuit players would tell you, like, bro, like D Wade, basically, like he programmed LeBron to know how to win. We can't deny, bro. We can't deny that, bro.
That was his son.
Like, bro, like he's not. Listen, if LeBron James never went to Miami, yeah, do you think if he stayed at Cleveland, he would have won? He would have actually won a ring by the time, like, actually, in any case, if he had stayed at Cleveland, the chips wouldn't have fallen the way they've fallen because they wouldn't have had. There wouldn't have been a lot of pick. They wouldn't have got Kyrie. So, in my opinion, if he had stayed at Cleveland, if he was a Cleveland long player, he wouldn't have no chips, or maybe one, and that doesn't make him dominant. That makes him a very good player with one ring.
See, the thing is, this whole he taught my talk. I don't believe that. What it was, he had a better team.
Nah, he taught him how to win, bro.
Nah, no way. Nah, he just didn't have a good enough team.
You know why I think that he did teach him how to win, because the first year in Miami, and we all know what happened in that first year, bro. I don't need to. I said something in a group a few years back, and I got smoked. I said, man, but we know what happened in that first year. He choked. He choked in the first year. So, like, you know what I mean? And D Wade said, "Yeah, bro, here are the keys. Do your thing." D Wade had to program him. He had to say, like, he had to light him up, like, bro, like, you are LeBron James. Like, sometimes players need that. And I'm not even being disingenuous when I say, like, LeBron James, yeah, in my opinion, is the GOAT. And when we talk about GOAT, we said it in the group, I feel like he's the GOAT in terms of what he's done for not just NBA ball, but basketball as a whole. I think, like, you know, when we have these debates, we talk about Jordan being, in my opinion, Jordan is the best basketball player ever. But when we talk about GOAT, I think it's not just about just being a player. That is LeBron James. LeBron James, everything he does outside of the sport, everything he does to the sport, the way he shines a light on it, everything he does as part of his points, his longevity, bro, he's the GOAT, man. Do you know what I'm saying? But Michael Jordan is the better player. Having said that, to be great, to be that great LeBron James, you have to have rings. You have to have rings, bro.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that.
So
I'm not disagreeing with that.
He didn't know how to. He didn't know how to win it.
Bro. I can't agree with that. I'll tell you why, yeah.
Right.
Like, he got to the finals. All he needed was a better team around him.
He didn't do it in the first year, bro. He had the same team. He won it in the second year. He didn't do it in the first year he went there.
What, so it's all because of D Wade. That's the reason why he done it.
But it's like, even LeBron James said it. He said like he had to. I think, you know what, I'm gonna go, because I wasn't really prepared for this. I should have done some research, but I'm sure I've read somewhere of him saying that D Wade, like, literally the conversation was had, like, here are the keys, bro. Do you, like, what are you doing? Like, we saw what happened in the first year that he teamed up.
Yeah, and
he had the team, so why didn't they win the first year?
I wouldn't say it's because he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, what the thing is, yeah, like, the whole thing about his mentality, like, to come from where he has in life, yeah, to get to the NBA, that takes an elite mentality in itself.
No, I agree.
So to say, like, he didn't know how to win, he was already a winner from the moment he went into the NBA.
No, and I don't. No, Fabes, I agree with that. You know, I'm not even going to take that away, because I don't want anyone to say, like, because I know we probably got some LeBron Knights that are watching this are going to say, what is my man talking about?
We got Fabes right here, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? LeBron James is like, he's one of one. Like his dominance as far as like where he is right now, like you can't question it. What I'm saying is sometimes, yeah, even great players, yeah, need that extra, like, maybe extra push, that extra, you know, I mean, that extra something needs to switch a little bit for you to say, oh, here it is. Do you get what I'm saying? To get to that next level. And even LeBron James, yeah, like he'll tell you. I'm sure, like, there's been quotes. He's just referring to this quote because it's making him look like he's not. The conversation is always him and LeBron, him and Jordan. I feel like LeBron James has come out with this quote just to say, oh, don't get it twisted, I'm still the man, because in his mind, the conversation is always around him and Jordan. It's always about him and Jordan.
I just want to go back to a couple of things. First of all, obviously we haven't had the GOAT debate yet, and I take all your points on board, but I'm not gonna go deep into it. But I don't think LeBron James is the GOAT. He's a great player, very great, but I don't think he's the GOAT. In terms of dominance, though, like you're both making really good points, but like you've been saying, if he doesn't go to Miami, if he stays at Cleveland and he doesn't go to Miami, bro, there's no rings to go along with this dominance that you're talking about.
We don't know it for certain though. Like we don't know anyone. How do you know no one would want to come over to Cleveland to team up with him? You don't know that.
All right, fair enough.
So
fair enough.
That's a lot of ifs and buts. All I'm saying is he would have been the player he is now. I feel like he would have been.
But we don't know that. We don't know that as well.
We don't know that, but we know he's like.
No,
look what he was doing in Cleveland.
I don't think we can't. I don't think we can say you don't know. He would have been the player he is. I think he still would have been that player.
Yeah, but I don't think we wouldn't have. Maybe he wouldn't have had as many rings. That's fair enough, but I do think he would have got rings eventually.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I just feel like when we look at, maybe he would have got one.
I think
maybe we would have got one. When we look at like, I'll use for example, yeah, and I'm not even comparing them like talent-wise at all. But when we look at players like Karl Malone that stayed at Utah, and then obviously in his dying years went to Lakers, yeah. Like Karl Malone stayed at Utah Jazz, yeah, for so long, yeah. Bro, how many rings did he win there? How many rings did he win in his career? Zero. So we can turn around and say, Mel, man, he dominated in his position. Like I mean, him and what's his man's name? They used to drop him the assist. White boy that looks like Nash.
Stockton.
John Stockton.
Yeah.
Him and John Stockton, legends in the game, bro. But the point of the fact is, we rarely talk about Karl Malone, even though, like, bro, like points wise, he's like, I'm sure he's top 5 points in the NBA.
He might be.
He's like one of the most, like, do you know what I mean? But no one talks about him because he's got no rings. He got 0 rings. I know. That's true. That's true. Like, yeah. R.I.P. Kobe, R.I.P. the Mamba. But like, and all that madness he was doing as well. But I just feel like when we really look at it, like being dominant, yeah, you can't turn around and say you're dominant or you're you know what I mean, you're one of the, like, you need a chip.
Karl Malone is third in points.
He's third. He's
How
third.
many MVPs did Karl Malone have?
I don't think he had any.
I don't think, did he win any?
I don't think. Oh, he must have. He must have.
Is that your point?
No, wait.
Is
Okay.
that your point?
Wait.
But like, I hear what you're saying about Karl Malone, because the player I was going to use, and I'm in no way comparing their skill level, but someone like Charles Barkley, yeah, Charles Barkley was amazing.
One MVP.
Yeah.
You got one MVP. Karl Malone.
Charles Barkley. No, Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley, yeah,
Barkley, yeah.
amazing player, bro. He's got no. You can never say that he was dominant. He's got no rings. He's got nothing. He's got no jewelry whatsoever. To ever say he could ever be in a conversation about being dominant. He was an amazing player. Outstanding.
6'4" rebounder.
All we're doing
No
now,
rings.
Yeah, all we're doing now is assuming that LeBron wouldn't have won rings, but I genuinely think he would have.
But what? All right. So, but here's what we know. Yeah. Here's what we do know. He had to leave Cleveland to go to Miami to get a ring.
See,
What? No, he had to, bro.
That's facts.
That's-
There's
he had to
no.
leave-
That's what we
he
don't.
had to-
He couldn't win. He didn't win one at Miami. So
there was a lot more to it than that. Was
He-
why he left.
He made the decision.
you know, we are smoking. Karl Malone's 2-time MVP, bro.
I don't.
Okay,
2-time MVP, bro. I knew he won MVP 2-time.
that was a question, isn't it?
We are smoking.
But all right, but think of it like this, yeah. Think of it like this. Like he had to leave Cleveland to go to Miami to win his rings.
Yeah, because
Yeah?
he felt like the organization quit on him,
Okay. Fair.
and he felt
And
he was
the
betrayed.
organization felt like he quit on them.
And also he felt like he was betrayed by members of his team. I don't want to. We're gonna go into that.
Okay.
So, put it this way, I think all of us can understand as a man why he left.
Fair enough. But yeah, he went there to win his rings though.
He did, and that helped. But you can't just boil it down to he went to win rings. Like there was more behind it.
And I agree with you, Fabes. Yeah, I feel like there was more behind it. Yeah, but when I go back to what we're talking about in this year, in that, read the quote again, please, Mike. If you look at that quote in it's gone. Sorry.
The whole quote. The reason why I haven't got a problem with it because he mentions he may not have had as many rings. That's why I'm like, you know what, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I can live with that because he probably wouldn't have, and I can agree with that. But him as a player, I still believe he would have been an individual dominant player.
So his quote again is, "You damn right, I would still be."
There are two quotes.
No,
That was the second quote, no?
Same
No, the first
quote.
quote. No, same quote.
is
Oh, yeah,
further,
sorry.
further down. But this is the point.
Sorry,
we'll
yeah,
get
go on.
into. It's like, you're damn right, I would still be. I'm chosen. Ain't nothing changing that. Maybe less rings, but dominant from start to finish. There is an element of truth. Like LeBron James would, I think, as a player, he would always be the player he is today.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
I think so too. But once again, like we a lot of times we equate like, bro, like we like I said, we see him. There's a GOAT debate about him. Like some people say he's the GOAT. Whether or not you think he's the GOAT or not, the point I'm trying to make is that most people that watch basketball or NBA will say like he's top 2. Even if you want to say like he's not even top 2, most people will say he's in top 3, top 4. He's always in the GOAT debate.
He's Mount Rushmore.
He's Mount Rushmore of basketball.
Yeah, he is.
So
he is.
you can't. How do you like be in Mount Rushmore of basketball? Yeah, have that level of dominance. Yeah, and don't have a ring.
What are you arguing
about? The point I'm trying to make is that he's saying he would still be great. So
yeah,
like, but great is one thing. Dominant is something else.
So you're telling me you don't think there's any dominant players that haven't got any rings?
Well, dominant in what fashion? Like he's saying he'd still be the player that he is today. We can't. The player he is today is a man that's won 4 rings. Won like how many? He's won 4 MVPs, brother.
That's his accolades. That's
like he's not. Yeah, but that's part of his dominance. When we see like when we talk about dominance, yeah, we talk about what has he done.
Yeah, but he's clearly separated being dominant from winning rings.
He shouldn't do that.
okay, if that's what you're saying, fair enough. But he's clearly separated the two things.
He needs to retweet. He needs to delete that tweet and tweet again.
So what's his accolades? What 4 MVPs?
I think he's got
finals MVPs.
Yeah.
4 rings.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no.
Like 20 All-Stars or 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been an All-Star every year apart.
It's apart from his. Was he an All-Stars rookie? Yeah, he went an All-Stars rookie. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, he wasn't an All-Stars rookie. Yeah.
I can't remember, but he's been. Yeah. How many All-Stars? We can be able to talk about that.
Yeah. No. So like, was he is dominant, but would he still be as dominant unless he? Nah. Do you know what? If he separates the dominance from the accolades, I think he still would be as dominant from the beginning of his career to the end. Because he's still dominating now. And the guy is 38, what? 38?
He's going 30, going on 30.
39, bro.
Listen, I like I said before, and we'll have like, pod commissioner. We need to have that conversation at some point because this GOAT debate, it's just one of them debates that we'll probably need a whole episode for. To be honest with you, my reasons, I've kind of touched on my reasons. I don't want to touch too much because obviously we'll be here for long.
Yeah.
LeBron James, in my opinion, when we talk about GOAT, like the term GOAT, greatest of all time, it's just beyond basketball. It's just beyond like what you do on the court. It's just so much more. Ali was the GOAT, yeah. He lost fights.
Yeah.
But
he lost fights.
I hear it. I hear it. I really do. But I think there's a lot more to be said. And like I said, I don't want to go into
I don't want to go into it. We'll be here forever.
If you go to other sports, there's nothing else apart from the gameplay that you talk about the GOAT. So we could be here.
Not with Ali, you don't.
No, with Ali, you don't.
Okay, that's the one other sport.
Well, isn't that where they get the terminology GOAT comes from boxing?
It does. That's fair. But I think the quote, if you break it down, I think the quote is fair. What he said, I think he would still be a dominant player, no matter what, no matter where he was, and he may. Would he have less rings? You know what? It's mad because you don't know. He might not have less rings.
You never know for certain, but I think he would have less rings.
He definitely would have less rings, bro.
Why do you say definitely though?
Bro, like who's he playing with in Cleveland?
You don't know. Maybe Melo might come to Cleveland. You never know.
You never know. Yeah, bro. You never know.
Well, to be fair, we don't know. So we can say that. In my opinion, he wouldn't have had any.
Down, I would say he would have less rings.
Yeah, definitely have less rings.
That's what money down on it.
Okay, fair enough.
Especially that big 3 Celtics they formed to try and stop him. So.
Boston, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That is true.
People mention Miami, but they don't mention the fact that the big 3 Celtics was formed to stop LeBron James.
Yeah,
that is true.
People don't mention.
Do you know what? You have to give it to LeBron, yeah, because all right, say first go around at Cleveland, he didn't get it. He went to Miami, got there. He went back to Cleveland. Yeah, he only won 1 ring, bro, but he made that Cleveland. He took scrubs, and I think I've said it's been said so many times on the pods, yeah. But he took absolute scrubs to the finals for 10 straight years.
And I know you say scrubs, yeah, but you know what? and I say it a lot as well, but I've kind of felt uncomfortable like calling NBA players scrubs. You know,
All right.
these guys, yeah. We call them scrubs, bro.
In the grand scheme of things,
In the grand scheme of things,
I mean,
Graham said in the grand scheme of things.
think about it, they're scrubs compared to like LeBron and stuff, but compared to me and you, like,
well, Mr. Point Guard over here, yeah. You might get a couple buckets.
It's all in context, right? We're saying scrubs, but in terms of NBA players,
fair play,
scrubs.
fair
We're not
play,
talking about just the average guy from Brixton going down to court.
Why it has to be from Brixton, bro?
Why not?
Why couldn't be from like Croydon or Hackney?
Why not? But you know, like, yeah, he took not very good teams to 10 straight finals, bro. Like, yeah, he won one of them. Arguably, he would have won 2 if other players didn't get hurt or injured.
Facts. I think he would have won even maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah, but do you know what? Like, so you got to give it. And then he went to Lakers. Yeah, they won a bubble chip. I'm just going to repeat, that was in the bubble. It was very easy.
A ring's a ring, bro.
It was very easy to win that one in the bubble.
It was very.
Everyone had the same. I mean, we would call it a bubble chip. Everyone had the equal chance to win that chip.
The most even, like, fair thing you could ever have.
What do you do? Like, bro, I don't call it bubble chip. A chip's a chip.
Nah, it's bubble chip, bro.
Nah.
When you say
it's bubble chip.
If you man won it, well, we were saying that.
We weren't even in the bubble, bro.
Exactly.
We weren't even in the bubble.
But going back to calling players scrubs, I remember that there was a player called Brian Scalbreen, I think his name was. Like, people always call him a scrub, like an ex-NBA player. So he did like an open challenge, and he said to people, like, I'm closer to LeBron than you will ever be to me. And he dusted all of them. So it goes to show there's levels.
Of course there is. Like, you think NBA will come, right, you call me a scrub, let's go play. I'm like, brother, please. I'm all right. Brother, I'm like 5'7". Like, we're done here already. But no, like, it's interesting. I think it's a good thing that he's done, but a lot of what LeBron does is also to remind people, like you said, it's always, whenever I think, and I don't know the man personally, so I could never say this is the case, but I think whenever he's out there in the media talking, he's always thinking of him and Jordan.
Yeah.
Him and Jordan. Like, that's what he's thinking of. So the way he's written it, it's like, yeah, like, don't get it twisted, guys. Like, I'm about this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So, one final point on the scrub thing. So they're not scrubs, but like, obviously took a team to the finals. Then he left, and that same team ended up having one of the worst records in the NBA.
They went straight to lottery.
So I don't want to call them scrubs, but that's what happened.
That happened twice, didn't it? Like, the first time he left Cavs, they went, and then the second time, straight back down.
But back to what you're saying about whenever he's talking, he's kind of looked into Jordan. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Fair point. I think now he's at a point of, now he's thinking of his legacy. Like, I think, like, his prime days are on the review. Now he's thinking of where he's positioned going forward. But that shouldn't really be down to him to create a narrative. It should be down to us.
Facts.
So
I don't think his prime. I don't think you lot allowing his prime days to be behind him, bro. You're making the man play 39 minutes a game.
Listen, I have said in the group.
That's wild, though. That's wild. Yeah,
no, I completely agree.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's 6 games in.
It's crazy.
But one thing I would say though as well, which I hear a lot of pundits argue when they're talking about the whole Jordan Bron thing, is that they say, "Oh, Jordan's 6-6, or how you go to finals and not win it." Like, bro, how'd you get to the finals in the first place? I think it's a stupid argument, bro. It's such a stupid argument, yeah. When people use that point and say, "Oh, you went to 10 Jordan 6-6, like you don't go to finals and don't win it," brother. Get to the finals.
Why I agree, because people bury their head in the sand, when you talk about Jordan getting swept in the first round. People bury their head in the sand when you mention Jordan not winning a single playoff series without Scottie Pippen. So those two things there. If you want to say you don't win,
but then the second point, Bron has never won any chip without a second, without a
second number one pick.
Thing is, you say that
AD number one pick,
Kyrie number one pick.
Different bases though. Like, so you can't always use that. Like,
okay,
it's been different bases and won all the time.
I hear it. But what I will say to that point about the 10 finals, let's go to the Eastern Conference in the years that LeBron was there.
They were trash.
And tell me what other team is making those finals.
Well, wasn't one year they had that Washington team with?
Come on, bro.
With Ooh, and
Who?
who else?
John Wall. John Wall's the goat of business.
Hold on, no.
He had 4 years. How many games? 10 games. 60 games.
Did they build
In
the
4
time as well? I
years.
can't remember, but it was a very good Washington team.
Yeah, I know. There was a very good Raptors team.
It was very good.
there was a very good,
Chicago teams.
quote, good.
Yeah, and there was Chicago with D Rose.
D Rose, yeah, good.
Yeah,
Bruv, none of the. Listen,
The East weren't saying much.
let's be real.
We're saying that because LeBron is who he is. If he wasn't there, they would have looked competitive.
Hold on. Let's put those teams that you're talking about. Let's put them in the West and see if they're even making the Western Conference Finals.
Facts.
Well, that's unfair.
Facts.
If you look at the teams like the Spurs and that, they had it on lock.
Bro, this is what I'm talking about.
So,
You're saying LeBron's made 10 finals. Yeah, he has. Amazing.
Hey, Fave's on the ropes, right?
He said LeBron Knights. But no, he's made 10 finals. Kudos to him. But that Eastern Conference
East wasn't popping though.
was not good, bro.
But still, no. I'm like, once again, I'm saying East wasn't popping, but I still think it's an achievement getting to those finals.
No,
I'm not taking that from him.
I still think he would have got to the finals.
Yeah.
He still would have got to the finals in the
So
West.
you reckon if he's in the West, you take that Cavs team, put it in the West, they're making the finals?
Or if you look at what he did in the finals against the best teams in the West, why not?
Bro, because you play more games against the West to get your records, and then you have to play playoff games against the West teams to get to the finals.
But we see what he does against the best in the West. Why can't he do that?
Yeah, because you're playing 7 games, bro. You're playing 7 games against the best.
Let's not act like they don't play the West in the regular season as well.
But not as many games.
You still play them though.
Yeah, but not as many
They
games.
They played twice, innit?
What we need to do is look at the records against the best teams of the West. Then we can have this argument.
You know what? I'm actually gonna go home. I'm gonna look at it.
When I come back and
I'm gonna do it over all those 10 years that he's gone through. Look what he's done.
Yeah, all right, cool. But LeBron will still
Act
be
like they don't
dominant.
play at all. They do.
Bro, do you want to calm down, brother?
FaZe will punch you up.
You man think I was about to say something real palsy there, but you don't think I'm back Steph. So, but look how I'm talking about LeBron, bro. He wants to beat me up. Like, what's going on?
Hey, yo.
Chill out. Like,
back me into a corner.
It's cool. It's cool. We
know
the East was dead till LeBron was having it easy. They were calling it a cakewalk East, bro. That's what they were calling it. Let's be real. That's what they were calling it. So, but we'll get into this. We'll get into that another time.
They called it that until he left, and all of a sudden it's the place to like. Also, it's an argument.
It's bad. I know what you're gonna say.
It's an argument. Yeah, people avoided the East for a reason.
And do you know what?
He's got
a point.
He's got a point.
Because as soon as LeBron left, everyone's like,
everyone going, yeah, exactly. That's facts.
Nah,
changed?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I hear it.
I know it's all bants and now we laugh at it, but like, yo, LeBron's like, guys, something else, man.
Cool. Dominant LeBron. Just talking about another player who was kind of dominant, but I think around the time he was playing, there was a lot of talk around him as our man AI, Allen Iverson. I think there was that quote. I don't remember the quote verbatim, but I think he responded to it by saying, "You guys are talking about practice." Like, we talked about the fact that he wasn't showing up he was showing up to games.
He was missing practice.
And like the media, especially the media, was getting onto him. But if you look in our NBA today, like, media are for players like missing games, like because of like
games or practice.
Not. I'm talking about games because they're like players need their rest and what do they call it again?
Load management.
Yeah, load management. Like, Jesus Christ.
Hey yo.
But yeah, that management that they're talking about, yeah. So like,
man made him say it. He knew what it was.
Exactly what it was.
Man made him say it.
What's it called? Like, you don't know.
Yeah. But just talking about that, obviously they talk about it, and I think obviously the NBA rules are trying to clamp down on it, but it's not such a mad thing that's talked about. Like, if players are load managing, like, Jesus Christ, if players are doing that now, there's not a big thing about it. So like, I think the question was, and I saw this on the internet or on Instagram, is like, does the NBA media do they owe Allen Iverson an apology for getting at him for missing practice?
The reason why I would say no is practice and games are different things. I feel like when you miss practice, you're kind of disrespecting your teammates a little bit. You can say the same thing about games, but with practice, like, that's like your bread and butter. I do feel like it's more like saying I'm more important than you. Like I'm not turning up to practice, but you can turn up to practice. But when people miss games, like I genuinely feel it's for a good reason. Like I talk about Claude, for example. So even though managing, one time we see him go full tilt in the playoffs a couple of years ago, his knee exploded. He was out for the next year.
There's a pause.
His knee-
Man said exploded. Man said, you
Bro,
had a
bro,
whole,
hey,
had a whole sentence. Yeah.
Hold on, wait.
I let the first one slide. Hey, we're not gonna have a pod today, you know.
We are. But Faves, please, please. That was crazy.
Nah, so
both of you are gonna get you both back. Watch. Cool, watch.
But do you know what? Let me just say. Sorry, have you finished? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Go on. So what I feel like is, I don't think the NBA owe Allen Iverson anything. I think they owe him who owe Allen Iverson? The players. I think the players owe Allen Iverson for his ability to have, all the times that he was outspoken, the fight that he fought against that, just being his own true person. Because some of these players, we know the backgrounds that they come from, we know their lifestyles and everything, and we know where they're coming from, and they're expected to come to NBA, sit down if they're injured, and wear a blazer. The whole suit thing was out the window because of Allen Iverson. Being free to be a player, being free to be the person that you are, that was because of Allen Iverson. So I feel like, as far as NBA owing any player, I don't think any. I mean, the only two players I would say like the NBA owes a lot to is Michael Jordan, maybe Kobe. The three players: Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant. Because first of all, we know like what Michael Jordan done for the NBA. Like, as far as making them a global sport,
they can never repay.
They can never repay Jordan. They can never repay Jordan. Ever. And we know that obviously he sort of passed the torch on to Kobe, who flashed the torch, who flashed the thing for a little bit, and then
Pause.
That's not a pause. That's not a pause. That's not a pause. That's not a pause.
Wow.
Oh my God, bro, what are you man on today? What's going on? What's happened? What's happened?
Oh
What's happened?
Management.
God. Anyway, let him finish.
But yeah, we know it was literally Jordan to Kobe to Bron, and they literally have been the three guys that have flown the flag for the NBA since it's globalization, since it's gone commercial. Why are you looking at me? Since it's globalization.
Let's not forget Steph Curry, please.
Bro, let's be real. Like, it's still LeBron.
No.
I'm not forgetting Steph Curry. I'm not forgetting Steph Curry. But what I'm saying is that since LeBron James has come into the NBA, yeah, bro, Steph Curry he's helped it, but it's always been LeBron has always been number one.
And what I also say about Steph, even LeBron to an extent, the NBA now is already a global brand. But
that's fair.
Jordan did that.
It's Jordan.
It's Jordan.
100% Jordan.
You can't deny that.
So just going back to the Allen Iverson point that you mentioned, I feel like the whole practice thing, I think that was a moment in time where obviously he was getting challenged or whatnot. The whole players sitting out games and stuff. I don't know why. I don't want to say I don't know why. I know why the NBA get onto players for that. It's because of their ticket sales and trying to get people in the arenas. And if you're injured, you've got to come and sit down. I get all of that, but bro, if you're injured, you're injured. Like, the season is intense. 82 games, yeah, bro. Like, running up and down, like, it's difficult. But players that play 82 games, yeah, I take my hat off to them all the time. I think there was Brooklyn guy that was in Phoenix. They said he played 82 games last year. I was like, bro, you played 82 games.
There was only 6 players that played 82 games last season.
It's crazy.
Kevin Looney was one of them.
You remember that one?
Of course I would.
Good for him.
So I just feel like I don't feel like if anything, like it's a players' league. So I feel like it's a partnership, and the NBA and players help each other to grow. But as far as like the NBA, the only people that I feel like they owe, well, if I was to say one person, the person that they owe the most to is Michael Jordan, bro.
No, I think I agree with a lot of what you said. So when I saw it and I read it, I thought, why did they owe Allen Iverson? For what? At that time, like you say, it is disrespectful to your players.
Yeah.
Like, you're building, practice is a place where you build camaraderie and all that stuff. So if you're not attending that, bro, and it makes the other players feel like, bro, why who are you that you don't have to attend?
Your AI.
No, but bro, if Jordan, as much we just practice, if Jordan could go to practice, bro, you better go to practice.
You know what? Yeah. Also, it's AI was the leader, and it's a top-down thing. Like, you set the tone, you set the culture in practice. So if you're a leader, your best player is saying fuck practice, Like,
I don't think he was saying fuck practice.
I think he literally said fuck practice.
Did he say fuck practice? No, I thought he said. I think what I remember, I might be wrong, for sure, but I think he was saying like, why are we talking practice? Like, why are we talking about practice? Like, we're talking about practice here because they made the issue out of him missing practice, and he kept saying practice. Are we talking about practice? Like in the grand scheme of things, like what is practice? So I don't think he put enough emphasis on the fact that how important practice was, but he wasn't saying directly like, no, practice is not important. Like to get into NBA and to be the player that he was, he must have practiced a zillion times.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think what he was saying is like, we're putting, and I think he even clarified it like more like a few years ago when he was saying like, look, what he was saying in that moment is that the media was putting so much emphasis on practice when in the grand scheme of things, like, what was 76ers doing? What was Philly doing?
True.
Like, look at their record. Like, what are we doing in the game? And we're sitting out here talking about practice. Am I effective in the game? Am I getting my numbers? Am I helping my teammates win?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that was what he was saying.
That's
fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I don't think the NBA owe him anything. I think you're right about the players thing. I think the players may owe him.
Yeah, being able to represent be
NBA.
themselves. Yeah.
One thing I will say about AI is like, I feel like Jordan brought this, like basketball to the mainstream, but AI, like, I don't want to say like to the hood, but like that's what people really, really emphasize with him, like in America. Like,
Yeah.
It was a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah. Facts.
So
Facts.
he definitely did help. Build the sport.
Yeah, and he's obviously like let's put it like this. He's probably like the third best point guard ever. So
What?
He's probably like the third best point guard ever. Yeah.
We know who number one and two is. So you're saying he's not even a point guard, bro. He's a two guard.
Is he a two?
And Iverson played like was he a point guard or a two guard?
I had him down as a point person.
Is he point?
So I think it's a point.
He played a point, but he didn't play like a point. I was like, but he didn't. In my opinion, you know what? He probably is the third. You know.
Yeah, of course.
But nah, I would say, if we're talking about point guards, we're probably gonna have this conversation soon. Obviously, it's Magic. It's not Steph. You're gonna say Steph. It's Magic. It's Magic, Steph, and IT. Pistons.
It's an argument.
It's an argument, and my
argument.
thing is the only thing I put is the rings.
Fair.
I mean,
fair.
Yeah, IT got the rings the hard way as well. But
yeah.
The hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but Steph is number one. But anyway, let's move on. let's move on for that. Obviously, and the season started, and so is our fantasy league. So I just wanted to do a quick roundup of last week's fantasy league.
We're in third week.
Yeah, we're in the third week now.
Now we're going to week 3 now. Yeah.
Fabes, you sure don't want to make some trades?
Listen.
You sure?
The way the league is run is it's a sham.
It's a sham.
It's a sham.
It's a sham. It's a sham. It's a sham.
The behavior is disgusting.
Bro, you can make some trades, you know? Like,
why? Why do you have to make trades?
We
need to have more players on IR. Like, why don't we?
Just so that people know, IR is injury reserve.
There's no logical reason why we don't.
Do you know what? I was struggling with that last week, but then I won, so I don't really mind.
There's no logical reason. People say so you don't hold players. Who you holding?
If I want to go on, sorry.
Because you're using the players and then you release them when you don't need them.
Yeah, no. Do you know what? To be honest, I hear your point, but you are holding Jar. Like, just let him go in it.
Why? So someone else can pick him up.
Yeah, but bro, you did, bro. You're 0-2. You know.
No, I'm not.
When did you win?
Last week. I decided to score.
He's playing the long game.
This is my point. Yeah, I see you man are doing because you see what my team can do. Has potential. So I see what you're doing. I see through you. Even the other day, I see LaMelo got 71 points. I'm thinking, right. If all my team is together, I'm gonna make some noise. And that's why you make it ease me up.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm still getting used to like. I'm not gonna lie. Lastly, like that's why the whole conspiracy thing and him dropping
Harden,
and you might want to say. He redshirted last season. Man, commissioner saying he's a rookie. He's not a rookie. He redshirted last season. He was around us. He saw everything going on. So
that's fair.
He's not a rookie. He's not a rookie. So he dropped the player. If he gets picked up, he gets picked up. So in my opinion, I feel like I can't remember what player I dropped. I dropped a player last year. I wasn't really on someone else picked him up. I can't remember, but that's because I didn't understand how to play. And even now, I'm still a rookie. You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning.
You're struggling,
I'm struggling. So and that's like just leaving players on the bench and not swapping players around.
there's so many games. You got to change your team every day.
Every day,
That's
yeah.
why you need more. You need a lot
Do
larger
you know what's mad, yeah? Especially for you, T-Boy. If you had made the changes on the days that you needed
Yeah.
to, you'd have won both your games.
What days am I meant to make the changes?
Like, on the,
Every day.
every
Every
day,
day.
bro. Every
But
day.
What
But
you can do is you can set your team for the week. You can
Yeah.
go forward and edit your team.
for the week.
So okay, because I have to go look at all the games that are happening. And
No,
then-
but
for
if you
the
just
week.
if you go in the app, you can just go. You can just press forward and you can just see your team, who's gonna play, who's not playing. So you basically the problem with you is that you have players that sitting on your bench who are
Getting
scoring
points.
mad points, but they're not contributing to your
so
score.
contribute.
Oh, cheers.
So
I need
like
to figure it out, man.
at the moment you're 0-2.
I got a
but-
bye this week.
Yeah, and you're.
I'll win. I get a win.
No, it's a bye, bro. It's
It's a W, though, no?
it's not. No, it's not.
Well, I get a bye. It's not a W.
It's not a W.
It's just not an L.
It's just not an L.
I'll take that. As long as I don't get L, I'm calm with that.
But
Still,
you know you're on a bye, bro. We can do some trades, you know.
Nah, I ain't doing shit. No, definitely no with you anyway.
Yeah. You can't trust these, man.
Yeah.
Nah, but the thing is, you're 0-2, yeah. But if you had made the changes, like I said, you would have beat me
You told
first
me,
week.
told me late.
You-
Why would you tell me anyway?
I didn't tell you the first week. Of
No,
course,
you
I'm
said
not
you
gonna
said you said why would you if I'd made changes that
Yeah,
you told
yeah.
me?
But I'm not going to tell you in the first week because I'm playing you.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm happy that you're.
Bad.
you're
So
playing
after
me.
you said, oh yeah, by the way, you should have done these
Yeah,
changes,
but
yeah.
last week I was telling you, bro, and you still weren't doing it.
Bro. Like
And that's how
I'm still just getting my head around
That's
it. I'm
how
not gonna lie, man.
I'm speaking you.
Yeah.
But no, like, do you know what? The fantasy has made. It's also made watching the games fun
It does.
because
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
you're watching the game, you're thinking, "This guy, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah,
Grab
facts.
that rebound! Like, come on, what?
Facts,
Like,
yeah.
It
it's
adds another level. of interest, for sure.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's also weird, yeah, because obviously the scoring, like the way. If you look at the players who are getting the most points, you would think that those kind of players, like we talked about the MVP, yeah, those are the kind of players that should be in that MVP conversation because they are contributing the most to their teams.
Well, you say they're contributing the most, but it's just how the scoring is set because you get the least points for actually scoring points.
True.
Whereas
True.
in real terms, people look at scoring points as the most
Yeah,
important thing.
that's
Whereas
true. But
fantasy wise, rebounds
my-
and assists count towards more.
But I guess my point is it's around your overall contribution to
Yeah.
not just your points. It's your points, your steals, your blocks, your rebounds, like all
Yeah.
of those things. Those things are winning you points.
But
so
that's why you have defensive player of the year.
that's fair. That's a fair point.
Like it's called
That's
the
a fair
MVP, but what it should really be called is offensive player of the year.
True.
Essentially, that's what it is.
Or best player of the year. 'cause-
Has a defensive player like ever won MVP?
Jordan. No. Giannis.
Yeah, but he won it for scoring though. Really,
was he DPOY
He
and
won both.
MVP?
Yeah, he won both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like no one wins like MVP because of their defense. They win
I'm sure Jordan has done it. Oh no, yeah. Oh, sorry. No one wins MVP because of their defense. They win it for scoring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. I don't think anyone ever will because it's a scoring league, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's called offensive player. of the
Yeah,
year,
yeah,
because
true,
That's what it really is.
True.
That's a fair
That
point.
is that. I think that's a fair point.
That's a fair point.
I think so. But the only thing is that I still think. So what you're saying is that they should. Well, the offensive player of the year is who wins the scoring title. They see it as you win a scoring title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
But I do agree with you. I do feel like it needs to be separated because I don't think you winning scoring title means you're the best offensive player. Like it don't because you could be like, what's that? What we were talking about the 3 level, 5 level. That I heard Gilbert Arenas say it, like 5 level scorers. People be talking about 3 level scorers, but it's like the post up and what's the other one that he said? The ISO. He's added to obviously the other 3 levels that we already identify. I think someone who exemplifies that a lot. Kyrie will be getting. Bro, come on.
Also, I feel like
Except for a post up.
I was about to say, bro, who's
No,
Kyrie
no.
posted up, bro?
But that's the only thing. He's a 4 level scorer. Then, like he's
But a lot of your like if you look at the players who win like scoring titles, right? The scoring titles are generally 3 level scorers, generally speaking, because if you look at them like Steph,
you always have to start with Steph in it.
Bradley Beal,
Yeah.
like, well, he didn't win it, but I think he was second. KD, like I guess KD's has he got a post up game? Not really.
He can post up though.
But he's not. That's not really his game.
He's not his game, but I'm saying that as a 7-footer, you can do that.
You can do that, yeah.
Yes, Embiid as well, but I wouldn't really call him a 3 level scorer.
No, because he can't
Exactly,
shoot.
but
He can't what?
He won scoring title.
He can't shoot free.
Did you say 3 level shoot? It's 3 level scorer.
Yeah.
Embiid. Of course he can.
You call him a 3-point scorer.
A 3 level scorer.
Well, he can't really shoot the 3 though.
But
He can't-
Embiid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's not a great shooter, but he can shoot a 3. He bangs
Okay,
threes.
every NBA player can shoot.
Nah, bro. There's players that like, bruv,
Yeah.
elite players that they don't like. Come on, freak. Like, just down the road, like, bruv, he's not a great. He tries it, but it's horrible. Like Embiid, you see him go for a 3, and like He'll make some of them. He's a streaky shooter. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear
Yeah.
that. I hear that. But just to circle it back to fantasy, like obviously at the moment me and Amps are top 2-0. But this week you're playing Drev, bro.
What's Drev?
Drev is he's also 2-0 to be fair.
So he's like is you?
But he's in another conference. So he's top of his conference.
I've got some guys coming when Fox comes back.
I'm playing Amps this week, and he's at the moment he's beating me. But we'll get to that.
What's the score?
We'll get to that.
When do you guys change? When do you like make the changes? Like,
I make the changes on a Monday.
I do it on Sunday or the Monday.
You're on a Sunday, and you make one change for the whole week.
So I do all my changes for I go to every game for that week and make my changes. The only thing is, if somebody gets injured, you need to remember that this person is in your team, so you might need to go and put him on injury reserve.
If someone gets fit, injury reserve. That one eager slot.
Hey, Commissioner, I think the guys want more injury reserve slots. So please, I know he's not here today, but
I'm officially going to run for
I'll vote for you still. I think Faves for mayor. Faves for commissioner. Nah, you got my vote. Yeah.
I hear that.
Faves is somewhat fair.
Yeah, somewhat.
That's the best you're going to get.
That's the best you're going to get in that group.
You got to take that.
That's the best you're going to get in that group.
Fair enough. Well, guys, that's a wrap for today. Thank you guys for listening and watching. Don't forget to subscribe.
Peace.